how you want to
Is there anywhere in the world, in your view, that practices Islam correctly?
You know, nobody is perfect. No, I don't reckon anybody practices any religion perfectly.
Okay, so everywhere in the world there is Islam. They practice it badly, with the result that they oppress women and murder homosexuals.
Shakespeare still tried to be translated. Agree to disagree on so many different levels. What is your solution? If you think you have the answer to everything, please let me know. What is your solution? You're saying
Islam from the West.
Expel Islam from the West.
Yeah. Anyone who describes themselves as a Muslim, send them back to the Middle East.
Say that again.
Anyone who describes themselves as a Muslim, we should send back to the Middle East.
So I should go back to the Middle East then?
If you describe yourself as a Muslim, if you believe in the...
Milo is a sweetheart on TV when he has to be. But the British commentator is also a no-nonsense activist who leaves no stone unturned when it comes to issues bothering on Muslim extremism. Watch what happens when this Australian woman tries to whitewash Islam to him. The humiliation that follows is so brutal, she nearly regrets ever being a Muslim. Listen to this.
Hi, how are you? Thank you.
This is Emma. Emma is an Australian Muslim conservative. I know that's going to blow people up.
Yep, no, it's good. I mean, look, we have fellow confusing identities. So good. Well, we're kindred spirits. Mind-blowing identities. Perfect.
It's mind-blowing. So
actually, I don't know if it is that mind-blowing.
What, that people have opinions?
It depends what kind of conservative you are. If you're socially conservative, it makes complete sense that you're
Well, we can agree to
Muslim.
disagree. I mean, I will agree with you that we need to eradicate extremism, terrorism, and whatnot. Our democracy in this country is a certain way. We are not living in the Middle East, so therefore anyone that comes here, of course.
Would you rather live in the Middle East? Would you prefer that version?
I was born here. I don't know the Middle East.
Okay.
So this is my country.
Honestly, it's still not clear why so many musing women keep defending a religion that mistreats them. The woman introduces herself as a Muslim conservative with the bizarre idea that extremism must be stopped. She claims Sharia is not compatible with Western law. On the surface, this sounds moderate and reasonable, but the conversation quickly reveals the difficulty of holding that position consistently.
But Sharia law is not compatible with the laws here, right? So would you prefer
to live
under Sharia here? Well, women's testimony being worth half of that of a man's under certain circumstances.
And then you would find that Sharia law in many different parts of the Middle Eastern countries are very different. You have honour killing, you have...
Okay, well I gave a specific example. Yeah. Do you believe in that?
No, I believe in the Sharia.
Do you think women should be able to drive?
No, of course they should drive. A woman is equal to a man. I believe in the 5 pillars.
Well, not in most Muslim countries.
Well, that's right.
Anywhere Islam obtains, you find the routine persecution of homosexuals and oppression of women. I mean, you're lucky to live here, right?
Absolutely, but that's not normal.
You wouldn't want to move in any of those countries.
The behaviour of the Sharia law that
can you name a majority Muslim country you'd rather live in than here?
Name a what, sorry?
A majority Muslim. Is there any country, forget that for a second, is there any country
majority Muslim country you would rather live in than here?
No.
Okay, then I think we're good.
Good.
No, but
Millions of people leave Muslim countries for the West every year because they want safety, freedom and opportunity. Enjoying those benefits while defending the system that often fails to produce them creates real tension. I respect anyone who condemns terror, but personal choices say more than words. Her clear preference for Australia over any Islamic nation shows which system actually delivers better daily life for ordinary people.
Second. Each country has a certain way of their own law. You have countries like the Middle East that take away the women's rights, but that has nothing to do with Islam. So
why does it occur so often in Islamic countries?
You know why? Because it's been hijacked. You've got people that have hijacked it with extremism. You have some that hijacked it because they just want to be lazy, and you have typical men who want to take over the nation.
I could be murdered in 11 Muslim countries, which together comprise about 300 million people.
And you'll find that's not Islam.
For my sexuality.
And that's not Islam.
But that's, okay, well, it's fine for you to say that's not Islam, but you're discounting half your own faith.
Milo keeps pressing on basic realities about women and homosexuals, and her answers start showing how hard it is to separate the faith from its real-world results.
The difference between Islam and Muslims. You have to understand that. It's a behaviour of Muslims that can actually make Islam look bad, right? It's how you want to interpret.
Is there anywhere in the world, in your view, that practices Islam correctly?
You know, nobody is perfect. No, I don't reckon anybody practices any religion perfectly.
Okay, so everywhere in the world there is Islam. They practice it badly, with the result that they oppress women and murder homosexuals.
Shakespeare still tried to be translated to this date, and that's Shakespeare. There is nobody that can translate anything to the point where they have it.
Translating Shakespeare? It's
in
English.
It's an example. It's an example.
People of what? He wrote in English. We don't translate Shakespeare.
No, but when they do their plays and whatnot, they are still trying to understand the meaning behind Shakespeare.
Are you talking about translation or interpretation? Because the Quran is supposed to be the final, unalterable, and perfect word of God.
Correct. But
so
if
you're not
someone
supposed to
doesn't-
translate
No,
it.
but if
You're
somebody
supposed to
doesn't-
interpret it with the help of the hadiths and the sunnah and all the rest of it.
But
You're not-
it depends on who is teaching. It depends on who is teaching.
So there isn't a single Islamic country or Islamic leader that gets it right. You, on the other hand, have it right.
No, I'm not saying that at all. I'm not saying that at all.
To a virtuous version of Islam that none of us have ever heard
No,
of.
I'm not
that
saying that at
no
all.
Muslim
What I'm
country
trying to say
operates
to you-
according to. But so if we were to give you like the keys to an empty country, you would be able to create a version of Islam that doesn't oppress women and murder homosexuals.
Well, I would create it to the way that God wanted peace and love, and He is just. He is not unjust, as
Right,
some will.
the principle of Quranic abrogation, right?
Look.
When Milo points out the routine oppression of women and persecution of homosexuals in many Muslim countries, she tries to blame extremism or bad actors, insisting it has nothing to do with Islam itself. This defense feels familiar, but wears itself thin when the same problems appear across so many different countries sharing the same core faith. Honor killings, restrictions on women, and harsh treatment of gays keep happening.
Scholar. I'm not
right,
a scholar.
so what Quranic abrogation means, what it means is that because the Quran is inherently internally inconsistent, like a lot of big, long, complicated books, right? Quranic abrogation is not a Western principle. It is an Islamic, an accepted Islamic principle of scholarship, which says that out of the verses that contradict one another, the verses that were revealed to Muhammad later supersede the ones that were revealed earlier. So if you reorder the Quran chronologically, the stuff that came later, that was revealed to Muhammad by Allah later, supersedes anything that might be contradictory in the earlier verses.
And who told you this information?
Well, this is very
Which
well...
scholar gave you this information? Did you read it out of the book yourself?
Very well established Islamic scholarship. So the problem that you have, right, is that the later verses, when Muhammad was a warlord, right, supersede the earlier ones, which are all the peace, love, and understanding.
No,
so the jihad verses that are about killing the unbeliever are the ones that, according to Quranic, according to Islamic scholars, are the ones that supersede the peace.
You know what? Blaming hijackers or lazy men starts to feel like dodging the deeper roots. She keeps saying it's not Islam, but the pattern is obvious. We should judge ideas by their fruits, not by what we wish they were. The gap between her moderate personal views and what happens on the ground in large parts of the Muslim world is exactly why so many Westerners are uneasy about large-scale migration from those regions. The pressure builds when Milo asks one carefully crafted question that opens the door to even tougher territory.
But if we keep saying that, Islam teaches you this, we can slap each other back and forth.
You're challenging me on the name of specific scholars, and you didn't even know what abrogation meant.
Let me speak. We can slap each other back and forth, but if we're going to keep addressing the negative of what
I'm not going to slap you.
Muslims like me that keep saying that's wrong.
I don't use violence.
Muslims like me that keep saying this is wrong, and then you keep hearing someone saying, oh well, no, it's bad, and you're all murderers, and you're whatnot, and this is what your Quran says.
How many times a day do you pray?
Hang on a second. How many times? 1 second, please.
Do you pray 5 times a day?
Yes. Well, I try and do my best. I'm not the best.
How many times a day do you pray?
5 times a day, but I'm not the best.
You pray 5 times a day.
I am not the best. I miss a bit. I've made that clear.
When's your next prayer today?
Listen,
what time?
I won't have time until I get home.
So you're not praying 5 times a day. Will you pray 5 times tomorrow?
I do my best.
Do you do namaz on Fridays?
I do my best. Let me finish my question.
Do you go to namaz on Fridays?
Let me finish my question.
Do you go to namaz on Fridays?
No, I do not. I don't follow a preacher.
So,
I don't follow an imam. Okay, I don't want, because I don't want to get confused in certain ways. Regardless,
I just don't understand what respect.
This is a striking moment, because if the ideal version exists nowhere, why defend the system so strongly while choosing to live in the West?
What I'm trying to say to you is, right, whether we keep identifying the negative and people like me saying, well, no, we're not all like that. Right? You have your opinion on so many things. We can agree to disagree on so many different levels. What is your solution? If you think you have the answer to everything, please let me know. What is your solution? You're saying
Islam from the West.
Expel Islam from the West.
Yeah. Anyone who describes themselves as a Muslim, send them back to the Middle East.
Say that again.
Anyone who describes themselves as a Muslim, we should send back to the Middle East.
So I should go back to the Middle East then?
If you describe yourself as a Muslim, if you believe in the precepts of Islam and all of the things that Islam seems to produce in those countries, I think you should
Maybe you need to then understand what actually Islam means. And
I understand what abrogation is.
Right?
I seem to understand more about the Quran than you do.
I'm not a scholar, honey. You've only you just
you can ask me questions about the Bible. I'll know those too.
And you can. But that's easy to cherry pick. We can
cherry picking. It's like
you've cherry picked your little bits and pieces, and you just think, okay, well, that's what I'll just address.
This isn't going very well for you, is it?
No, it doesn't really matter. It's not going very well for you, because I'm trying to let you know that there's other Muslims than what you think and you perceive just because you see on media. You said yourself, everything's fake news.
Just describe to somebody. I think that was somebody else with much less nice hair. is there anybody in public life you consider to be a good Muslim?
My family.
No, in public life. Any famous people that you think are good Muslims? You know, like
Muhammad Ali, thank you very much.
DJ Khaled, perhaps. Any rappers? Like, give me an idea of something.
But you know, you'd find that a lot of the Muslims that don't put themselves out there, you wouldn't even know that.
She had a hard time with the idea of Quranic interpretation. This part gets uncomfortable, and here's why. The textual reality of Islam, especially the later period when Muhammad was a warlord, creates serious challenges for reformers. Later verses on jihad and fighting unbelievers carry heavy weight in traditional scholarship. Pretending every problem is just bad interpretation ignores how millions actually understand and apply the source material. Milo knew more about her own religion than she did, and this is why reform is so hard. Milo then tests her personal practice, and the exchange becomes even more revealing about consistency in daily belief.
They're Muslims.
I think I know
There's a lot. There's a lot of American Muslims out there who are fabulous. But again, not everything is what you see in media.
Like Linda Sarsour? You think she's cool?
No, I don't think she's cool actually.
Cool. What don't you like about Linda Sarsour?
Well, because I think having somebody with that platform who's spreading, correct me if I'm wrong, but from what I can see in media, who's spreading hate and jihad and Sharia, well, that's not what we want.
Because she's considered an enlightened, modern, progressive Muslim in America, so you don't think she is?
No, I don't. Anybody that wants to try and change the law in the country that they reside in, that's a very different story.
I don't mean to offend you, but if you don't pray...
Don't lie, you do.
Well, I don't care if I do, but I'm trying to get to the truth. If you don't pray, you don't seem to agree with any Muslim countries or leaders, you don't follow an imam, you don't go to Namaz on Fridays, how are you Muslim?
Because Islam is a submission to God. Islam, you can read the book.
You seem to be submitting to stupidity. I don't know if you're submitting to God.
No, honey, you do your 5 pillars. You pay your charity. You pay.
Do you pay
pray,
your zakat? You pay your zakat.
I pay
every year.
I pay your
mandated zakat every year. Do you?
I will
horse shit.
No, I
horse
do.
Shit.
I do.
You pay your zakat on top of your taxes. You pay your zakat.
I do.
And you'd be prepared to publish that, would you?
Absolutely. I pay, and I can prove it.
Notice how she fumbles over the details when Milo asks basic questions about the 5 pillars of Islam. Someone defending the faith so passionately should know its fundamentals, but she doesn't. If you are going to stand up and defend a belief system publicly, knowing its core tenets matters. Her repeated, "I'm not the best Muslim" line feels like a shield. It shows a bigger issue many Western Muslims face, living relatively secular lives while still identifying strongly with the faith. That is their choice, but it raises fair questions about large-scale immigration from societies where the faith is practiced more literally and strictly. The conversation keeps getting more personal as Milo forces her to defend her own identity and consistency.
I can show you children, orphans that I've given my money to who have thanked me.
Who did you give your zakat to?
I give it to my mother. She goes and gives it to the people that are in need. Thank you very much.
Where does she live in the Middle East or something?
No,
she out in Syria building camps?
No, darling. When she travels, she'll go to orphans. She'll give it to children. She'll give it to because there is no welfare in other countries.
Your mother's on holiday in Morocco and gives a few dollars to a beggar, and that's your zakat.
It's not a beggar.
How much
They're not beggars.
zakat do
They're
you pay?
people that are in need.
How much zakat do you pay?
Depends. That's personal.
It doesn't depend. Zakat's a very specific figure. Do you know what it is?
Well, it depends on. No, I pay for my children as well.
No, it doesn't depend.
It does. It does
okay,
depend.
so you're taking on zakat for you and your children. I mean, with taxes, you must be left with what, 10% of your salary?
This is where the gaps become obvious. Nice personal beliefs are fine, but when the source text and historical examples pull strongly in another direction, personal moderation becomes difficult to maintain at scale. She had no real solution. Notice how Milo kept asking for specifics and she kept dodging. The larger problem for the West is clear. Rapid demographic change without strong integration creates predictable friction. Native populations watch their cities change, their values challenged, and their safety concerns dismissed as bigotry. Polite avoidance has failed for years. That's the reason honest questioning like Milo's is necessary.
So that was one pillar. What are the other 4?
You've got to go to the pilgrimage.
Have you done the Hajj?
No, I haven't.
Have you done the short one?
One day I'd
Have you done the short Hajj, the mini one that they do? That's not the full Hajj?
No,
Have you done
I
that?
haven't.
Okay, so next pillar.
Do
you know the 5 pillars of Islam?
Yeah, what are we up to?
You don't know the five
No,
pillars of
I do.
Islam?
Excuse me. Don't try and twist words. I do know the 5 pillars.
So what are the
But
5 pillars of Islam?
What I'm trying. Listen.
I know them. Do you know them?
Yeah, I do. You can tell me all you like. What I'm trying to say to you is let's not just try and bring it back on me. What I'm trying to say
I'm
is
just
that you're
asking
very-
you if you
No,
know the central
because
tenets of your own faith, the one that you
hang
are
on.
defending so vigorously and enthusiastically with me.
I-
I'm asking if you know
That-
the
what I'm
central
trying to
5
say-
tenets of
listen
your
to
own
you,
religion.
listen
The
to
one
me.
that you're saying
what
is
I'm
so
trying
wonderful.
to say to you is what I'm trying.
Without throwing shades, the lady may not even qualify as a serious Muslim by traditional standards. She grows defensive and emotional. This exchange perfectly captures the challenge facing Western societies. People like her want to live peaceful, moderate lives in free countries, but the faith they defend often pulls towards stricter interpretations elsewhere. Importing large numbers of people from cultures with fundamentally different views on women, freedom, authority, and religion creates ongoing tension. Milo exposed the contradictions perfectly.
Not get it about me.
No wonder you don't like Muslims. You don't know what they believe.
No.
No wonder you don't like going to the Middle East. You have no idea about
I'm
it.
trying to explain to you that there are other different types of Muslims. You put everybody in the same category. Forget about me. Let's just take the focus away from
I'm
me.
quite interested
right?
in you.
No,
I think you're
let's
fascinating.
let's get the focus away from me, right? What I'm trying to get out of you is what would you say to people who are like me that you're putting everybody in the same category? You know, I mean, I'm not the best Muslim. Who
I think we've
cares? But
established
that's
that.
between me and God. It's because only God can judge, darling.
Well, I'm judging too. To your credit, I think I'd let you stay because I don't think you.
Make no mistake, because the next time a Muslim woman tries to disrupt Milo, he doesn't go that easy on her.
Anyway, like any set of ideas, Islam is like a religion. Any set of ideas, it deserves to be scrutinized. Well, I have scrutinized it and I have found it wanting. I have found it lacking. Everywhere there is Islam, you will find women oppressed. Everywhere there is Islam, you will find... You're wearing a hijab in the United States of America. What is wrong with you? You see, they want to shout you down by saying, oh, what about me? I'm not so oppressed. Well, let's move on from women. If you don't care about female genital mutilation, don't care about forced marriages, don't care about acid thrown in the faces of your Islamic sisters, if you don't care about any of those things, fine. Let's talk about gays instead. In 12 Islamic countries, I could be killed for my sexuality. Is that okay? 100 million people live in countries where it is illegal to be homosexual. All of those countries are Islamic. This is not an ISIS thing. You know, you will see gays being thrown off the roof in ISIS-controlled territories. But this has nothing to do with terrorism. This is mainstream Muslim culture. Your religion does it everywhere your religion exists. It is a threat, an existential threat to gay people. Everywhere in the world there is Islam, you will find women oppressed, homosexuals murdered, you will find gang rape. Now, there's a unique phenomenon that doesn't really exist outside of Islamic cultures, of familial gang rape, where fathers, brothers, and cousins go out raping people together. It happened in Rotherham in the UK.
The lady got furious because Milo is exposing the violence inherent in their so-called most peaceful religion. The bigger lesson is clear. Western societies can be kind and welcoming to individuals, but they cannot be suicidal. We can respect people while still protecting the culture, laws, and freedoms that made these countries worth moving to. Ignoring patterns, contradictions, and real-world outcomes only deepens the divide.
Establishment in the UK didn't investigate this because, according to a government report, not a far right-wing blog, according to a government report, 1,400 young girls were raped in racially or religiously, as you choose to define it, motivated crimes because both the police and the authorities were too scared of being called racist to intervene. And this pattern repeats itself everywhere there is mass Muslim immigration. My suggestion to you, America, is that you don't need it here. Learn your lesson from 9/11. Learn your lesson from Orlando. These socially regressive, see, they walk out when they don't like the facts. These socially regressive attitudes. These socially regressive attitudes of Muslims in the West are horrifying. Absolutely horrifying. The surveys show that 52% of British Muslims think that my sex life should be made illegal. 39% of them. Why are you leaving? Why are you leaving? Don't you want to talk about numbers? Are you embarrassed? Are you embarrassed? Are you embarrassed of the hateful culture that surrounds your religion, that oppresses women and murders homosexuals and commits unspeakable acts of terrorism? Are you ashamed of it? Would you like to talk to us about why there's no global Muslim peace movement? Because I hear lots of very upset people at my talks complaining about statistics they can't refute. I don't hear a lot of Muslims standing up against terrorism.
Conversations like this force us to face reality instead of hiding behind slogans and emotional labels. The stakes are high because the future shape of Western societies depends on whether we choose honest integration and clear boundaries or continued denial and decline. Milo's calm, relentless questioning showed why these tough discussions cannot be avoided any longer.